I'm on my career break. Maybe I should use the microphone. I don't really know how. You literally just press the on button. I'm having way too much fun with my DJI. I'm literally on a career break. I'm so excited. My first YouTube video, I have no idea how many of these I'm gonna do. Subscribe and just see what happens. I feel like career breaks are really confusing as well. Obviously it's a career break. I'm not just giving up everything entirely. I feel like I've built a network online and I still want to do that. I just don't know how much of career related posts I think I want to do. I am just not planning ahead and I'm literally just going to see what happens. Maybe I will start a cooking show. Maybe not. Some salmon mash. I absolutely love salmon and mash. Although I am on a career break, there's one more thing left that I have to do. It is work related, but I do think that it is 100% worth it. To prepare for my senior manager panel. It's essentially if you want to get promoted from a manager to a senior manager, within the Big Four firm that I work at, you have to go through a panel. Hopefully I'm successful. I've worked so hard. I've put in so much time this year into my job, and you might have seen a LinkedIn post. Everything that probably can go wrong with an audit year. I mean, is that dramatic? I don't think so. So much has happened. On my panel, there'll be a couple of partners, one who I do know and one who I don't, but it is usually people I think that you haven't worked with before. You have about 10 minutes of a presentation and then there'll be about 20 minutes of a Q&A. I have started preparing. I haven't done as much as I wanted. I think the audit that I was working on, it literally just ran right up to the wire. So the time that I wanted last week to prepare, I didn't really get that. I do need to check because I might have a meeting today though to run through with my mentor, which will be so helpful. So the panel, it is a bit earlier than it would be. So because I'm going on a career break, I'm so fortunate that it was able to be brought forward slightly for me. And that is because I'm also traveling come this Friday. Oh, I need to stop doing that, but I'm so excited. I have a lot planned, but also not planned. Usually I have an itinerary and stuff, but I also just want to kind of see what happens and just go with the flow. I do need to get some hotels and things booked, which is not like me, but I've just been so busy with work. It's been a lot. I feel as though this year the odds have been stacked against me. It hasn't been a clear yes. I think all of my other years, I feel I've just done well. I think my feedback's been quite good. It's been consistent, quality scores, etc. But this year was actually the biggest struggle for that. And at one point, I even had a chat with my people leader who was kind of very clear that it just didn't feel as though this year would be the year that I make senior manager. I feel there are probably less promotions this year. And because I had an audit that was difficult, it overran, it wasn't meant to. And I felt I was really stuck in that manager role, and it was hard for me to then branch out and show that, you know, I can provide solutions and do more, given my audit booking that I had, but also due to the fact that I just didn't really see that I should have stepped out of the role. It was just quite hard because I was so stuck into the project managing, but I took all of the lessons from that. I feel like I kind of thrive actually with development points. I don't know. It's, yeah, I don't know. It gives me something to work on. So I definitely ran with them. I took everything on board and I just made sure that moving forward, I was making sure to work on them. And so the feedback on my next job, I wanted it to be very clear that those issues, or not issues, that those areas of improvement had then been worked on. You guys are getting a very private tour. I do love myself something. Please don't judge me, I have salmon and gravy. What are you thinking of the video so far? Let me know in the comments because I don't usually post videos like this at all. But I have more time now, so if it is something that you like to watch, then maybe I'll do more of it. I do love lumpy. Oh my god, no, what was it? So as I mentioned, it's a 10-minute presentation and then 20 minutes Q&A. So the Q&A, I think I'm not too worried about, hopefully, because it's apparently just on the things that you've mentioned beforehand, so within the presentation itself. I have fortunately always been quite good at interviews, so if you did want tips as well, check that out. Although this is quite different, I feel In this presentation, you are really going to have to actually talk about your vision and where you want to be in the next couple of years, and how then your business case kind of aligns with that. For myself, I'm currently moving away from an industry, so the public sector, and I'm moving more towards kind of corporate audits, but I'm not really industry aligned yet, and I know that's something that I definitely do want to do. That is, I guess, something that I'll talk about. So my main audit, this job has actually just finished, so we've rolled off as auditors, and I've got a new job coming up which I'm quite excited about. I do really need to actually talk out and practice exactly what I'm going to say. I've heard that you do just need to do that, and I feel it makes sense. Normally you would kind of practice for interviews, so I feel, of course, I'm going to try and practice and prepare for the presentation as much as I can. So that is tomorrow, and then after that I am actually traveling for a couple of months, but then I do really want to kind of come back to normality in June. I think from then, I know I'm 100% going to keep up with just exercising, going to the gym, just keeping fit every day. I think I'm going to really try to get into calisthenics and just hopefully, I think that's how you say it, and hopefully just be as strong as I possibly can be. So I think in the last few years I've kind of really fallen off that. It's just been hard. I'm always consistent, but I think to where I need to be, it needs to just be a lot more, and I think now I have the time and I can really give myself that, and I'm so excited about it. And I think I just want to throw myself into other ideas. I've got a kind of small little, it's very small because I haven't done anything, but a little Etsy store, which I'm just hoping to just let my creative passions kind of just flow. I think I really enjoy that kind of stuff. I've really had the time. I've had an odd business idea, but whether I actually try anything, I don't know. Of course, it is a career break, but if it's something that is, you know, aligned with my hobbies, then yeah, I'll just see where stuff goes. One thing I also really want to do actually is get into kind of dancing. So I don't really think it's in anymore, but I've always wanted to street dance. So I'm going to see if there's anywhere that I can find that can do it, and that is something that is on my list to do. I've just got quite a lot of holidays booked, and I'm very, very fortunate that I'm able to do that, and yeah, I feel quite blessed about it all actually. I think a career break, it's not something that I know a lot of firms even offer. I know it's something that people just aren't always in a position to take, as everyone's got different level of responsibilities, but it just felt as though the stars kind of aligned for me on this one, and I saw the opportunity. My audits were kind of coming to an end. I was rolling off, and I just thought I was maybe going to do actually a secondment, but then it was one of my close friends that suggested and said, you know, why don't you actually just have a career break? I've just had a really difficult past couple of years, last year especially, and I just thought maybe this just is my time, you know. It's not something I'd really planned for massively in advance. It was actually in October time when I sought to get the approval, and it was all just really just very straightforward, and I'm so fortunate and grateful for that. Should find out, fingers crossed, good news at the end of this May. I'm really just going to see how everything goes, to be honest. I don't know what headspace I'll be in. Anything can happen during a career break, you know, when you just have so much time, and I'm just so grateful for the time that I can just really pour into myself. I just haven't had that in, I can't even remember when I last had that. So that's something that I'm really, really looking forward to. Hope you enjoyed my brief update. If you did, then do give me a like. If you do have any suggestions at all for what I should do during my career break, any ideas you have, things that you wish you could do if you had the time, not to make you jealous, but if you could, please put those in the comments. I would love to hear it. And do make sure to subscribe so you can hear how I get on with my panel, how I get on with the promotion, and just, yeah, see what I get up to on Jag's journey. Wish me luck.
Here we go.